friends, welcome back to my channel. I am so far behind on showing decks that I wanted to make videos about. I am just so far behind on it and I'm really sorry. Winter was rough and you know, I've been doing a lot of stuff outdoors now that spring is here, but today in my state it is so beautifully sunny out and yet disgustingly humid that I thought it would be a really good day to catch up on discussing some decks that I meant to do kind of a while ago. So I'm starting today with the Totem Tarot. This deck was gifted to me by one of the creators, Rachel White, and I have been really enjoying this deck. I think it's a fantastic deck for shadow work. I'm not going to do a full-on flip through, but I am going to show some of the cards and show the book and a little bit of it, just because I think that people looking specifically for a deck that's going to be great for them for shadow work, I think some people might really enjoy this one. So it comes in a hard shell 2-piece box with a very glossy kind of finish. You can see that when I put it in the light, it's pretty glossy. But it's a very sturdy box. It also comes with a little booklet or a small, like one of those like little white books that are like a little white book but better kind of style. And I'll show that as well, but it does fit right into the box, which is nice. So yeah, there's no really printing on the inside like that, but it is a nice sturdy box. So, excuse me. Oh, and I have my roses. My roses are starting to bloom, so I put some of those in because why not? So this is a deck. It has kind of this sort of, kind of like a moon Ouroboros. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. Kind of a pattern on the back, plain black backs. Talking is hard. And it is a glossy cardstock, but, oops, I've got it backwards. It is a really lovely, it's a little more of a pip style deck in that there aren't actual scenes of, you know, people or animals doing things on the minor cards. But it's got this, you know, kind of lovely, it's a dark background and then these kind of lighter line, you know, style drawings. I just think this is so pretty. And when I first opened this deck a while back and started to look at it, it kind of reminded me a little bit of the Penny Dreadful Tarot. But one of my issues with the Penny Dreadful Tarot was that it was frankly on not a very good cardstock, and a lot of the, I think it was the pips, have like the same image across all of them. You know, all of the major arcana have its own, you know, unique drawing, but the pips didn't really have like any kind of unique illustration. So to me, this has a similar vibe with the dark backgrounds and the lighter illustrations, but I like it so much better than the Penny Dreadful. And the Penny Dreadful's out of print. It's been long out of print. You could still occasionally get those copies on, you know, like eBay or like on tarot marketplace sites, like Facebook groups and stuff. But I just think that these illustrations are really pretty. They are fairly minimal, but that kind of gives you a little bit more of a Marseille style, pip style deck. And if you like to read with those, which sometimes I do, this could be you know, a good option. And I don't really see as many people posting with this, and so I thought it would be you know, just kind of nice to show it off a little bit. It does use an alternate suits. There's metals, trees, crystals, and what is the last one? now I'm not gonna be able to, moons, okay, and moons. But they still directly correlate to, you know, to each of the, you know, more traditional suits. So, you know, for me, that's not any kind of an issue. You just gotta, you know, kind of get used to which one goes where. But I did find myself using this, you know, quite a bit through, you know, the winter months, and I used it on some full moon readings, and I was using this when I wanted to do like kind of like shadow work type of readings. So again, I'm not really going to go through every single card, but I just think this one is interesting. It's a little unique, and for people who enjoy shadow work and or pip style decks, this could be one to consider. That's a really beautiful sun card as well. So I want to talk about the book a little bit. I'm going to show that off. Oh, I will say before I grab the book, the cardstock is quite nice. It is a glossy cardstock. I know that's not everybody's cup of tea, but it's sturdy yet flexible. So if you overhand shuffle, you know, you should be fine. And if you rifle shuffle, you know, you should also be fine. Because it's glossy, it does pick up fingerprints. I guess that's maybe the only thing that I don't love is when, you know, I got to worry about fingerprints, but, you know, it's hardly the end of the world. So this little book, like I said, it's like a little white book, but better because it's got a little more substance to it. And it's got some spreads. It's got a little bit of, you know, a little bit of information about the deck, and it's got some spreads, and then it goes into the card meanings. And there's a pretty decent amount for the major cards. There's a decent amount, you know, to be said for each of the cards. Let me see here. There's also, let me get into the minors and show. So the minors have, obviously, you know, that's normal to have a little bit of less information. There's a small paragraph for each of the minor cards. And it does say at the beginning of each section, like, the moons are correlated to water, which would be correlated to the cups. And then you have metals. This is the suit of thoughts and plans. So this to me would correlate to swords. And then crystals would be like pentacles, earth and pentacles. And then trees would be wands. So, like I said, once you kind of get used to that, it's, you know, it's not that difficult of a thing to, there's a lot of decks now that use sort of like an alternate naming for the suits, even though they do correspond to the traditional suits. The court cards are in like a separate little section here. And they have a, you know, pretty decent amount of information about each of the court cards. So yeah, this is the deck that I think maybe needs to get a little more exposure and love. I really have enjoyed working with this deck. I think it's really beautiful. I am definitely going to keep it in my, you know, rotation. Like I said, I have things I specifically like to use it for. Yeah, I think it's a good one. I hope that this has been helpful. I can do a full, like I can put the cards in order and do a full walkthrough. I think that might already exist on YouTube. And, you know, if there's something already out there, like I try not to, you know, repeat the same content. This is more just to kind of share the deck and my thoughts on it and the ways that I enjoy using it. But let me know if I can check also and see if there's not a walkthrough, I can do a full walkthrough for it. If you have any questions, please leave them below. I will link Rachel's Instagram, and I will also link the site to be able to get these cards. And thank you very much for popping by my channel today, and I hope you have a wonderful day.